about to sizzle, and if you're not careful, so will your skin. We've brought the summer sun inside our tracker studio right in our bedroom with our dermatologist, Dr. Michele Green, who is here to tell us everything you need to know about sun protection. Hello, Dr. Green. Now, let's go through some really important things about sun protection. What do we need to know?
Okay, you need to know that you have to stay out of the midday sun. That's the most important thing.
And that's what time period?
Basically from noon to 2 in the afternoon. That's when the sun is strongest and you're most likely to get burned.
Right.
Okay, the second thing that's most important, you have to put sunscreen on.
Okay.
And you want to use at least an SPF 15 or an SPF 30 on your face. And we brought examples of everything to show people.
And we actually have this wonderful little shot glass here, not for drinks, but what is this going to illustrate?
That's 1 ounce worth of sunscreen.
So you need to put this much on your body.
On your entire body. So that's one application. So if you look at any of the containers of sunscreen, this has 4 ounces. That means that you should put this on your body and use this up after 4 times.
Just 4 times?
4 applications, that's right.
Oh, because I'm always sort of like, oh, I don't want to be greasy, but it's good to just sort of slather
you have to slather it on, and you should put it on 20 minutes before you go outside. Before you go in the sun. That way you know where to put it on, you're not outside, and it gets to set before you go outside.
So you sort of need it to soak into your skin.
Exactly.
And how, I mean, how much, how often?
Okay, so you have to put in the whole shot glass worth, and then you have to reapply it every 2 hours. If you're in the sun, you perspire.
Even if you have like the active sports stuff?
Even if you have the active sports stuff, because what happens is, if you perspire, even though you don't want to feel confident that that's on, it's really not on for more than 2 hours. If you're exercising and you're really athletic, between the heat and the sun and perspiration, it's going to come off in 2 hours.
So you need to reapply every 2 hours.
So you should basically use one of these during the whole day.
You're telling this one whole bottle for the whole day?
That's right.
Okay, well that's yeah, I learned something new. Now, what about African American skin and Asian skin and all of that?
People think that they have a darker complexion skin, that they do not need sunscreen. That's a total myth. They absolutely need sunscreen, because no matter what, you can get darker, you can get irregularly pigmented, and you can burn. So it's really important to use an SPF. At least a 15 as well.
So we're talking about SPF. What exactly does SPF mean here?
Like SPF 15, for example,
right here, like
means,
this one here.
Right, that means protection factor. And that means that you can stay in the sun 15 times longer than normal if you didn't have the sunblock on. So if you wear an SPF 15, technically you could stay in the sun for 2.5 hours without burning.
So how does that, break down that again? So it's SPF 15. Oh and it's falling apart. But SPF 15 means you can stay in the sun
15 times longer than normal, than if you didn't have a sunblock on.
So the higher the SPF, the better it is,
Right, although I don't entirely love that system, because it fools people into thinking they can be out 2.5 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours or longer without putting sunblock.
So if you have an SPF 15 on and you put on another layer, does that then equal SPF 30? Do you see how I'm trying to cheat my way into this?
If you reapply, you still get a 15. It's a slightly more. It's like a 3% more increase if you're a 30. And in fact, they're going to limit SPFs to SPF 30.
Now, for me, looking for sunblocks it's a different language. I mean, I'm looking at something like this, and what are the ingredients that I should be looking for? Because we've got some pretty crazy ingredients.
What you want to look for, people used to think that just UVB damage was what caused skin cancers and wrinkles and skin cancer, but they found that UVA damage causes most of that that people were unaware of. So you want to look for something that blocks UVA and UVB, like Neutrogena sunblock that contains Parcel 1789.
Is that an ingredient?
That's an ingredient, and that basically blocks UVA rays. So you want to look for something like that contains Parcel. You want to look for something that contains zinc oxide, which is what the lifeguards used to wear, with the white
thing on their nose.
Exactly, but now they have clear versions in most of the sunblocks.
So those are important ingredients.
That and titanium dioxide. Those are 3 important ingredients.
Titanium dioxide, zinc oxide,
and Parcel 1789.
Okay, great. Now, we also have pictures here of what healthy skin looks like and then what not so healthy skin looks like. So this is healthy skin, right? And this is someone that's not had a lot of sun, and then right next to it is the unhealthy skin. Tell me what the difference is medically between the two.
Well, you want to, basically unhealthy skin is skin that is sun damaged, skin that's been wrinkled from the sun, freckled, any tan that you get is sun damage.
Okay.
So when you look at someone older and you see that they have liver spots or wrinkles, it's really just from the sun.
That's from the sun.
If they stayed out of the sun, they wouldn't have any of that.
You see?
So
You see,
any
that's the key.
Yeah, any tan is really sun damage, and people don't realize that.
Now, a lot of things, it is using. We've all these SPF 30s and 45s, and I mean, they go up pretty high. But in 2002, the FDA is going to change all of that so that we as consumers can be better informed. I want to sort of talk about what they're changing and why they're changing it. So why they're not going to have 40 to 50 SPF anymore? Why is that? Why is SPF 40 and 50?
Well, what was happening is people were lulled in a sense of security. Oh, if I put my SPF 60 on, I'm 60 times less likely to get skin cancer.
I can be in the sun all day.
And I can be in the sun for 6 hours. You know, so they did not really understand what it meant. So, and they found that there's not that much difference between an SPF 30 versus a 45 versus a 60. So now what they're doing is they're limiting it to a 30 plus and saying that that's the maximum sunscreen so that they can have these false sense of security, and it really makes much more sense for people so that they know what they're getting.
So you're pretty good with SPF 30.
Yeah, I think SPF 30 is a great sunscreen.
Okay, and how about the term sunblock and all-day protection? I mean, you have that in all of these bottles here.
Yeah, I mean, it's also a little misleading. They're also going to be getting rid of words like all-day protection, because unless you reapply it all during the day, there is no all-day protection. As well as waterproof. They're going to get rid of waterproof too and just have water-resistant, because a lot of the sport, you know, like a lot of the active sport sunblocks were saying that they're waterproof. That way you can go. They thought you can go swimming, but there's just as much sun damage. Actually, more if you're in the water
because it's reflecting off of it.
Exactly, and it goes right through too. So you're getting sun both ways. So now the packaging will just say water-resistant.
Water-resistant. Okay. Well, these are all great things. So thank you so much.
You're
I feel
welcome.
much safer going in the sun. Thank you very much. Coming up, Claire Forlani stops by to chat about boys and girls. Dr. Mike joins us.